One of the things that I've been screaming about since the Israeli offensive in Gaza is that it's counterproductive. So putting aside the casualties and the numbers and the moral considerations, it's just simply counterproductive. So in other words, even if we take Netanyahu and the Likud party at their word that their goal is to cripple Hamas and weaken them, and that's the only reason why they're doing what they're doing, they just did the opposite. So again, counterproductive. Well, today we have undeniable proof that this is true. Quote, a poll was conducted by the Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research following the 50-day war, and 61% of Palestinians said they would choose the Hamas leader for president today if the elections were held. 61%. Now, what's the immediate response that you're going to hear from people who would defend Netanyahu and defend the Likud and the recent Israeli government actions? Well, they would say, well, they would have picked him anyway, so this poll doesn't tell us anything. But that turns out to be false. Quote, the support for Hamas marks a stark increase from a poll in June when the number was only 41%. At the time, Mahmoud Abbas had 53% support. Of course, Abbas is the leader of Fatah, and that would be what you could say is the more liberal political party in the Palestinian territories, the ones that were less likely to fire rockets into Israel and to want to fight. Okay, so a 20-point swing in favor of Hamas after the offensive from the Israeli government into Gaza. You got the exact opposite of what you wanted. Now, I should also say the poll also suggests a majority of Palestinians, 72%, support adopting Hamas's armed approach in the West Bank now. So the West Bank, people always look at the West Bank like, oh no, that's the more advanced. Gaza is the one that's less advanced. The West Bank, they don't want to, turn to violence. But because of the news yesterday that the Israeli government just said, anyway, we'll take that 988 acres that is Palestinian land. We're just going to take it. Thank you very much. International law, step aside. Everybody who disagrees, shut the fuck up. We're going to take this land even though it's not ours. So after that announcement, 72% of people in the West Bank say, yeah, we actually want to do what Hamas is doing now. We want to do violence out of the West Bank now because of what the government in Israel is doing. Again, if you're a defender of Israel and a supporter of Israel, you should totally be against what the Netanyahu government has done. If you do an attack that kills over 2,000 people, 80% plus of them civilians, over 500 children killed, do you think that's going to make them like you more? Do you think that's going to make the population in Gaza or the West Bank less radicalized? No, it's going to do exactly what happened when the U.S. does drone strikes in Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, and then recruitment for Al-Qaeda increases. It makes them more radicalized because they say, look, before I might have been more moderate or on the fence or I wouldn't have picked up arms against Israel, but now that you killed my aunt and my nephew and my cousin, fuck, I'll join Hamas. It is totally counterproductive. And see, at this point, this is when alternate theories start to pop up, and they may be legitimate or they may not be legitimate. I don't know because I can't read the minds of people in Israel or the Likud party in Israel. But a lot of people say that's what they want. They want that. They want an excuse to continue to, quote, cut the grass, as they say. They want an excuse to continue the occupation. So they attack, kill a lot of civilians, Hamas gets more popular, and then the Likud party will turn around and go, well, what do you expect? We got to keep attacking because now they support Hamas even more. So they support terrorism. We got to attack.